right, BobbethTV is live. You know what that means. Got another episode coming your way. As you can see on the screens, this is the Aussie Sim Racing, the 420 Sim Racing Gen 3 V8 Supercars. Actually, I just realized something I didn't update on my little overlay. Let me just quickly fix that. There we go. Gen 3 V8s here at Autódromo at Interlagos. We're at Interlagos in Sao Paulo, Brazil, for our latest round of the Gen 3 V8 Supercars. They're currently in qualifying. Let me turn them down a little bit. They are loud. Let's get down to the track screens so we can see who is sort of doing what. Let's see if we can get my screen sort of set back up the right way. And what have we got? Us? Oh, and iRacing. There we go. Excellent. Okay. And we wanted. How do we get the car logo and the number? I'm sure there was a way. All right. Anyway, we're in qualifying. Stephen Varga. Vargas has got the quick time 1:37.029. Alan Moore, Tim Nickel, Greg Cook, Jacobs with the top five. Do we see Luke on the leaderboard at all? We don't. We've got about 19 cars registered for today's race. And yeah, they got their 13 or 12-minute run to get out and get a couple of laps in, get that qualifying. Now, as I mentioned, we are in Sao Paulo, Brazil. This track was previously called Interlagos, but is named after the Brazilian driver José Carlos Pace. He won the 1975 Brazilian Grand Prix. The track was renamed in his honor after his 1977 tragic passing. Now, the problems that the cars, the Gen 3 V8 Supercars, will face here at Interlagos is that it does require medium to high downforce setup, and these cars aren't known for their downforce. So balancing long straights with those twisty infield corners is going to be tricky. Now, it also demands a silky braking, precise throttle application, and smooth steering transition to maintain a rhythm and avoid upsetting that car. It's looking a bit misty, so I wonder if we're going to have a bit of rain here. We saw some rain last week as well. Now, so the final thoughts on the track. Now I'm going to try and say it, but I'm not going to say it in like Brazilian sort of. It's I can't say it. Autódromo José Carlos Pace Grand Prix layout on iRacing. It captures the essence of Brazil's iconic circuit. It's fast flowing and technically challenging. Now, whether you're driving in an official series, practicing hot laps, or turning setups for your weekly race, mastering this track feels satisfying thanks to its complexity, history, and rewarding at pace improvements. Now, with the V8 the Gen 3 V8s, we did mention that they don't have quite the downforce. Cowboy Rusty in the chat, welcome in, brother. The Gen 3s don't quite have the downforce to run at this track, so that can be a bit of an issue. So that low aero grip, the brake balance and steering inputs must be ultra smooth. Aggressive throttle application or harsh curb usage will unsettle the rear. And in wet conditions, which I think we will have today, the chance of rain adds unpredictability, especially through curbs, fast turns, and the elevation transitions. The strategy for tonight will be prioritize mechanical grip. So try and use medium ride height, softer springs if you can, and compliant anti-roll bars to maintain that stability mid-corner. Brake late yet progressively, leveraging the lighter weight and the standard braking hardware characteristics of Gen 3 the chassis. Also, tyre management is vital. Gen 3 cars race on Dunlop 18 in control tyres, and they're available dry, super soft, hard spec, plus wet compounds. Now, standing starts and tight grips are typical in the supercar series, so minimizing first lap incidents can make or break their race. So just to summarize all of that, racing at Gen 3 V8 Supercars at Interlagos demands a smooth, precision-based driving style. These agile, low downforce cars shine when you manage inputs delicately and set up for traction, especially through technical sections and elevation shifts. Now, whether it's dry or wet, pushing too hard, especially over curves, quickly throws you off balance. So that'll be the focus for a lot of the guys. Let's try and get a little bit wider, try and see more of this race action. as Tim Nickel has taken quick time, the first sub at 1:37 time, 1:36.899. Still about 4 minutes left in qualifying. So some of those guys that still have the ability to get out there and potentially set quick time. Who's your tip on this one? Well, normally it's Luke Fallon. I reckon, look, Tim, obviously, he's a quick timer. Stephen Varga's always a good odds-on favourite. You won't get a lot of money back for betting him to be up there when it's all said and done. Juha Cirilla's another good one. Jeff and Greg. Jeff Price, Greg Cook. It's going to be a tough one, mate. Tipping Hell Reaper to finish in the top 10, actually, even though Ash Rogers does have a 1:41.728. Once he stops over driving it and just drives it, lets the car drive it, I reckon you'll do fine. Outside tip, though, Stephen Varga is my start of race. I'll pick, make me pick one now. Vargs. I reckon Vargs will take it home. Brock. Blocker, keen for a hard battle for last with Hell Reaper. He's qualified. Brock Clark qualified up in 14th with a 1:47.51. A little over a second slower than Wayne Rogers ahead of him, and about a little under 100/10 of a second quicker than David Jansen behind him in 16th. So looks like a tight field back there. Now, tonight we're going to have two, I believe, two 30-minute battles, but I think it's going to be, it's 45-minute time limit, but 20-something laps, which will be about 30. It'll be about 30, I think 30 minutes to do the 22 laps. All right, Brad Armstrong, the only car still yet to qualify. He might not have enough time to get out there and do his quick time, his warm-up lap, and then get back out, or not get back out, but continue on for his hot lap. So stretch your legs, grab a drink. We're going to settle in basically two 30-minute battles. There will be a small consi race in between and a 5-minute break. So we've got about another hour and a half's worth of racing coming your way, I reckon. Let's see if we can get an idea of the weather, though. What's the weather looking like? Let's go back to our weather checker. It is 20 degrees Celsius, 95% chance of rain, overcast with 17K winds. There is a way. It's a horrible screen. Here it is, weather. So it's just, I need to get the race info off the screen there, but it looks like the race is going to start off overcast at the moment, but just be mostly cloudy unless the race time progresses past that 5 p.m. time. I don't know if we'll see rain. Just getting into that coffee. I did go live a little bit earlier than I was intending. Didn't want to set up late and be caught short this time. So yeah, 19 cars registered. So you're not even starting last, Hell Ripper. So good luck out there, brother. Good luck, Rocker. As we flick over to our first of two main events, there will be 3 races, 222 lappers, a 5-lapper, I believe, in the middle. Yeah. Was it what I was trying to do? That is what I was trying to do. All right, so starting on the front row of this first 30-minute race, it's going to be Tim Nickel and Stephen Varga. Second row is going to be Adam Moore and Justin Penfather, Jacob Fraser and Jeff Price on that third row, Greg Cook and Jacob Smith on that fourth row, Stuart Patterson and Juha Cirilla on that fifth row. Sixth row is going to be Ethan Curran and Cliff Ram Jam Potter. Behind them, though, Wade Georgeson and Wayne Rogers on that 7th row. 8th row is going to be David Jansen and Brock Clark. 9th row, Ash Rogers, Kyle Douglas, Brad Armstrong is going to have lane choice, and he will be by himself on that 10th and final row. As we get to the start here. So what we're going to do as we get off to the start, we're just going to keep an eye on things, and if something happens, we'll jump back and check it out, because it is quite manic at the start and quite hard to catch all of the action as it begins. So if anything does happen, we will try and jump back to it or catch it live. But Stephen Varga, Tim Nickel, Jacob Fraser, Justin Penfather, Adam Moore, the top 5 were scored on the purple Gamer Fuel machine. That is Stuart Patterson back to Greg Cook there. There he is, Stuart Patterson, Jacob Smith in between Greg, alongside Greg Cook there. Greg Cook in the solo thirst cruncher. Oh, there goes Jacob Smith in the Great Fanner Beast. Caught that one live. Other than that, some clean starts here tonight. Let's try and get back up to the action as Jacob gets up to speed. Ten laps. 10 laps. Yuha Cirilla says in the YouTube chat, how are you typing, brother, when you're on the track in 10th? There's Yuha Cirilla right there. One hand on the keyboard, one hand on the steering wheel. Go, brother. Appreciate you. There's Jacob catching back up to the pack, and like Brock said, Brock and Ash battling out for 18th and 17th. Not quite last place, but there they are. So Cliff Potter had to go into the pits. Not sure why. I didn't see anything telemetry-wise that would cause that to occur. Black flag. There it is. Look up at your leaderboard, Bob. Cowboy Rusty, bloody cold tonight. Got my old man dressing gown on. Yeah, I'm more than often. I've got to get a haircut, my beard trimmed, so I can start doing my webcam again. I'm just not presentable enough for visual viewing at this point in stage of my hobo lifestyle. But yeah, I'm more than often sitting here with a dressing gown on, and it is cold, and I am considering switching the jacket out for the dressing gown. Yes, it is bloody cold. There's the Game of Fuel teammate Ethan Curran, the 198 machine. He's got the grey and purple Game of Fuel machine. Teammate ahead of him, Stuart Patterson. Now I know what I am missing from the telemetry information. Racing flags. So we know there's a lot of Australians here. Just 3 Kiwis, 1 Finnish driver. That would be Stuart Patterson, Ethan Curran, and Kyle Douglas. And of course, they're the Kiwis. And then, of course, our favourite Finnish race car driver, Juha Cirilla. Well, there's been a crash there. Jeff Price, 62 machine, spun out there, rolls his way off the track, which is a gentlemanly thing to do. It doesn't benefit you in any way, but keeps you out of the way of these guys, the oncoming traffic. So good effort as he rejoins that race. There's Ash Rogers. A few of the boys come up on him. Button there. Sorry, I was just trying to do some fuel math there. I didn't get the info on the percentages and things like that, so. Shrub. Oh, I think I've. I know that might have been on OBS. I muted the blurps. So why aren't we getting the Shrub God intro? Evening, Mr. Beth TV. Evening, God, sir. Shrub, Mr. Shrubbeth and Goddess. Oh, actually, I'm not going to even do you first, Shrub, but we've got 4 to 5 bloody Twitch streamers in the chat. Let's give them shout outs and shit. I'm just a humble broadcast commentator guy. Stephen Varga, our race leader. Tim Nickel, second. Jacob Fraser, Justin Penfather, and Adam Moore, third, fourth, and fifth. Our 6 to 10. Greg Cook, Stuart Patterson, Ethan Curran, and Juha Sarila. Wayne Rogers in 10th. 11 to 15. Wade George, Brad Armstrong, Jacob Smith, David Jansen, Cole Douglas. Our 16 to 19. Just changed. Ash moved up into 15th. Cole dropped back to 16th. Jeff Price, 17th. Brock Clark, 18th. And Clam Jam, I've done it again. Cliff Potter, Ram Jam Potter in 19th, has a black flag to serve. No, I am putting you in the category, but I'm putting you in the category after the other bona fide streamer situation. So yeah, like if you do enjoy watching people on Twitch, check out Cowboy Rusty, check out Shrub God, both two very entertaining Twitch streamers. Cowboy Rusty, some would say, one of the best role players you will see on Twitch. I said it. I'm someone. And Shrub, obviously one of my cohorts, partners in crime. We do often co-op stream, but check him out. Give him a follow. You will not regret it. I'd say the same about Griff the Merciless, but he's possibly even just lurking at the moment or still racing. We were racing in GTA prior to this. That's why I went live as early as I could, so I could sort of make sure that I didn't cross over when I was racing. And doing some ranked racing there, and yeah, switching over from being a driver to watching and commentating it. Lap 5 of 22. Yeah, we were talking about that today, actually, Shrub God. We were talking about the actual level of quality the Twitch, like Live Eyes role players, and yeah, I was saying to Rusty that you know, he's often talked about in the community. Like, yeah, I found out it was Bergen. Like, yeah, you were there when I found out it was Bergen Billy, and it's like, hang on, no, Bergen Billy is considered one of the coolest characters. And one, like, yeah, when they talk about great role players, he's always mentioned. So no, it's awesome. It's awesome, and I love that those two worlds can collide. I know we were talking about that also today, Rusty, but no, I enjoy that. I like that. Yeah, there's a couple of guys that race in this race. Ash Rogers, Hell Reaper, and Brock Clark are both from Fat Duck. Yeah, I was watching the. I love it. I want to get taken for Banks. I haven't been taken for Banks in ages. Oh, the 08 David Jansen there battling with Ash Rogers, and I believe Cole Douglas. Just a little off track action there. There is the fourth place, Justin Penfather in the Gamer Fuels. So say 77 because of that 77. I think it's part of the logo, the 4 car. He is trying to chase it down at the 81 Vodafone machine, Jacob Fraser. I think I saw some of that bank, Cowboy, because I think, did you think they were going to like breach and you tried to go around the corner a little bit? Because I think I was telling Shrubs about how that's what I do. Well, the 46 getting a bit loose there. That's Cole Douglas. Just realised I don't have the telemetry up. He did crash. We did have that on screen, but I didn't see it. So let's watch that play out again, because I think he just slid out into the extra part of the track there. Oh, no, a little bit of contact there as well, and that was what did it. But he got onto the brakes, brought it to a stop, which allowed him to get going straight. Sometimes if you keep the pedal on it, you can overcorrect, and that can be a pain in the backside. I just realized we don't have a track map. Let's just double check. No, we don't have a track map for this particular track today, unless it's doing that thing where it won't work in the first round, but it'll work in the consi and stuff. Yeah, because I saw they let the couple go, and you're like, "Oh, can I go? Can I go?" And you started walking, and they're like, "No, these two." There's nothing worse. Nothing worse. Right, 11 minutes into this first of two feature-length races. Lap 7 of 22. We will have a small consolation race with an inverting field for the finishing order for our last race. In the meantime, in the middle of that, there will be 5 laps. We'll also have a 5-minute warm-up round so people can stretch their legs and get something to drink. Hit the old little boys' room. Cowboy Rusty says he's playing some COD Zombies for my son for the first time. That's a lot of fun. That is a lot of fun. I did enjoy the COD Zombie stuff. Some of the Easter eggs can be a little convoluted, but well worth your time. And I did enjoy the movie parodies and stuff. So Justin Penfather and Adam Moore have gotten their car past the Jacob. I was going to mention Jacob Fraser. He's followed back to 5th. They've moved up into 3rd and 4th. Tim Nicol and Stephen Varga are 1 and 2 at this point in time. Greg Cook, Stuart Patterson, Ethan Curran, Newhouse, Thriller, Wayne Rogers behind them. Still a lot of race to come. Oh, that's what I was going to check. Now I remember. The race, normally I get sent the race info. Fuel is 40%, no mandatory stops, so you do not have to stop. So 40% fuel. Oh, they must have heard me talking about. No, that was ages ago. What did I miss that? Fuel is set at 40%, 22 lap times 2 race, 5 lap qualifier after first race for a reverse grid with a 10-minute warm up, not 5 minutes before the second. So I wonder if 40% fuel is enough to do 22 laps per race. We'll have to wait and see, but mandatory pit stop not required. It's not a double header or shorter race. Yeah, as you hear there, yeah, double header. So one 22-minute race, and then a 5-minute consolation race just to invert the finishing order for the second 22-minute race. So 22 laps, sorry. 22 laps is about 35 minutes per race. Cowboy says, might have a break from 5M tonight. A lot of shit happening at the Metro. Yeah, they are a hub for everything, really, you know. A lot of the new players are pretty much told from the get-go, go see Mex if you want to know anything, whether it's robbing houses, banks, doing car parts. It's the mechanics of the Bible of the city, but that can blow back on you guys. Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm not sure if I'm going to jump. I think Griff was planning on staying on that for a bit tonight, but I was thinking maybe some No Man's Sky after this. I don't know if I was going to broadcast it, but that was my plan. Yeah, so we're just at the 15-minute mark at lap 10. So about 35 minutes, 22 laps. But if 40% fuel gets you all that way, let me do some quick math. Let me just do some quick math. So 100% fuel. Okay. So, 44. Ooh. So basically, at 100%, they could do 44 laps. So 40% would be less than 22. It'd have to be. So yeah, you could do it with if you are able to conserve fuel. It is possible, but I think a stop will be required, possibly. Let's run the 40% fuel calculations. Actually, let's stop that. So average about 17.7 laps. Let's see if anyone has been in what the pit situation has been like. We've had a couple go in lap 9. Now, if they did grab fuel, they may not have a concern at all, but no one else has gone in just yet as we hit the halfway mark. 11 in, 11 to go. Shrubs from the vaccine. Yeah, no worries, man. Cool. Some of the deepest shit happened. No Man's Sky. I haven't played it for you, dude. It is so yeah. I haven't either, and a lot has changed and improved, and yeah. So no, it's very cool. I was able to. Griff helped me find a planet that helped me solve a few missions that I was stuck on. Needed sort of specific requirements, and yeah, it's such a good game. And I appreciate that you're enjoying watching the racing. It is good. Good race. It's hard to watch everyone, so we'll try and sort of see who we highlight in the first sort of heat, and then in that second heat afterwards, once this one's done and we're through the consi and stuff, we'll make sure we try and highlight some of those other drivers. If you are here lurking in the background, just watching because you've got a friend out on the track, family member, whatever, let me know, and I will certainly get them on the screens. Justin Penfather in 6th place. He's in at the pits. It looked like he wasn't comfortable potentially with his fuel usage. Maybe grabbing some. I wonder if any of the other top 5s are going to need to grab any fuel before it's said and done. So the great fan machine, Jacob Smith, also in the pits. Gibbo, no worries, man. Nah, look, life always comes first. And for those who might not see that on the chat there, Gibbo's in YouTube. Big part of the Aussie Sim crew, and not able to make it out on the track tonight just due to real life stuff. And we understand it happens. As we ride along with Greg Cook, the thirst cruncher from Unhired Racing. He's got the Gamer Fuel 197 Stuart Patterson right behind him. Holy cow. Almost two becomes one there. Up ahead, the Vodafone 81 Jacob Fraser. T-Rex 218 SC, get up the Iridium lads. Let's see if I can see the team names. Iridium Sim Sports, the 197 Stuart L. Patterson. He is currently in the pits with Greg Cook there. Wooly in the pits. Looks like we've got nicknames up. Let's get back to our full names there. Appreciate it. And thank you for the follow, T-Rex. Thank you. We'll get back to Stuart once he exits the pits. Oh, it looks like Wade Georgeson. They're coming into contact with something. Oh, he's right there, right behind us. All right, let's have a look. We were focused on those cars ahead, so how we missed it, I'm not sure. Oh, he didn't crash. He just pulled off track, and iRacing registered it as a crash instead of just left the circuit, left track. Unfortunately, don't have many in the way of fancy cams for Interlagos, so we're sort of at the mercy of the cams they provide us here, as we've got the battle with Brad Armstrong and Newhouse Sarilla, 4th and 5th. Brad Armstrong in the Castrol 15. The pink 696 machine is Yuha. We can see back there behind Brad, though, Adam Moore and Justin Penfather. Brad Armstrong, a massive 14 spots. He started rear of field. Currently, that position is Jeff Price. He's in the pits in 19th, but Brad Armstrong all the way up there in 5th now. 14 spots up from where he started. I forgot something. I knew I forgot something earlier. That's why I couldn't get the information. Okay, cool. All right, we're going to jump up at what is customary with the Aussie Sim lads and a bit of fun. We're going to jump up to our race leader there, Mr. Stephen Varga. He's not quite at the start of our 15th of 22 laps. Still about, he's about 80% of the way through this lap. So providing he doesn't go into the pits, there we go. We're going to do a lap in his cockpit as I step away from the mic here. Just, yeah, enjoy the run here on board Stephen Varga's machine. We'll get the dashboard up so we can see what gear and speed he's getting, but I'll be back very soon. All right, sorry about that. We were stuck in Stephen Varga's car for a little over. Well, actually, let's see out the second lap. We'll do 2 full laps in Stephen Varga's car as we watch out the final last few turns of this lap. And we'll get back to the racing action. We'll go back through the telemetry, see if there's anything that we might have missed as we get the final turn onto the straightaway here. Have a look at that pit situation again. Stephen Varga, Tim Nickel, Adam Moore. Everyone's pretty much gone except for Brock Clark and Juha Cirillo. Wonder if they've managed to conserve that fuel. There's the shrubbery. And it kind of happens when he's back. That couldn't have timed. That was probably, if it's going to play up, that's probably decently timed. That's funny. That's hilariously timed, Shrubs. Well done, son. For those of you just tuning in, this is the Aussie Sims Gen 3 V8 Supercars Season 5. Season 3 was when BobbethTV came on board and started broadcasting these guys. And yeah, Season 5 is underway now. I think this is round 2 or 3. We broadcast so many races and they're so frequent, it is hard to keep up. Tuesday nights, we also have the GT3 Challenge. That one, only 2 races to go before we decided GT3 Challenge champion. I believe Luke Fallon, not here tonight, but he is the favourite, I believe, to win that one. Varga went to the pits at last turn, and there is my backup broadcaster assistant, PA, Towel Boy, Coffee Guy, Orange Boy, Water Boy, Devourer Worm, Jack of all trades. Thank you, brother. I would not be able to do this if it was not for you and your backup support. That, and I always keep forgetting and missing him in the chat. Anyone know any finish? You can tell me what that says. I could just ask Juha, but there is Juha Cirillo still got Brad Armstrong. I think the last time we saw him was Brad Armstrong and Juha, but this time at 10th and 11th, probably due to the pit stops prior. But let's sort of have a look at where everyone is. Jeff Price, he is in 19th. Unfortunately, in the pits, possibly getting some repairs. Up there ahead of him in 18th is Wade Georgeson. Let's get to, oh no, we're on the right cam there. And 17th at the moment with about 3 and a bit laps to go. Ram Jam, Potter, Cliff Potter. Up ahead of him, we can see there Cole Douglas. Better view of the guys. David Jansen just up ahead of that pack. He's trying to chase down this man, the Tradie Energy plus Ash Rogers. Brock Clark's ahead of Ash Rogers, but he's also just heading on into the pits. We can see there. Wayne Rogers ahead of them in 11th. Of course, we talked about him before. He's in 10th. Ethan Curran up ahead of them. Then we've got Jacob Smith in the Great Phantom Machine in 8th. Greg Cook in the Solo Thirst Quencher up ahead of him in 8th. Sorry, that's 7th. 6th, Jacob Fraser in the Vodafone Machine. Stuart Patterson in the Gamer Fuel 197. He's the top 5 driver. Justin Penfather, there he is in the other Gamer Fuel Machine in 4th place. Adam Moore. There's that 3 of them. They're in 3, 4, and 5, 5th. Another Gamer Fuel Machine car in 3rd. Tim Nichols heading on into the pits. He's in 2nd currently, but will drop to 3rd. Stephen Varga, our race leader, there he is there, Quantum Peckies. Vargs, the 868. A couple of black flags there. Juha Cirillo looks like he's got one. He's going to have to go in, do the pits for a drive-through. Brad Armstrong looks like he's already in the pits for his. Juha heading through the drive-through for the black flag. There's Tim Nickel, the other Quantum Pecky Racing driver. Stephen Vargas' teammate back in 7th place. Back to the 11th place at Yuha Cirilla. Wayne Rogers up ahead of him. Ash Rogers, no relation, behind Yuha. Camera loves Yuha at the moment. We'll see if we can sort of jump around the track a little bit in a second. But that pink Mustang getting all the airtime in the world at the moment. There's Cole Douglas there. Let's check something. First half of tonight's racing battle almost done. Looks like Cole Douglas crashing there, jumping himself over to the pits. Let's get a quick look at that. There he is there up ahead of Curran. Oh, just elected to call it there. It looks like nothing too serious. Tim Nickel trying to chase down Greg Cook here as they race down that backstretch into the final turn before the start-finish line. They're going to start lap 21, almost one lap to go. Where's this? Yeah, of course, yeah, 22 is going to be the last lap. It's going to be the completing lap. Complete the whole 22nd lap, get to 23rd. Why have I forgotten my ability to broadcast? Currently top 5, very different since the fuel saving and the required pit stop. Stephen Vargas still a race leader, and I did call that he would be easy favourite. And if I had to pick one at the start, he was my pick because he's a safe bet. But here's our race leader at the moment, Adam Moore in second, Justin Penfather third, Stuart Patterson and Jacob Fraser fourth and fifth. Greg Cook and this man, Tim Nickel, 6th and 7th. Jacob Smith, Ethan Curran and Wayne Rogers, the 8th, 9th and 10th drivers. Then we have Yuha Cirilla, Ash Rogers, Brock Clark, David Jansen, Ram Jam Potter, Wade Georgeson. That's 11 to 16th. They're the guys on the track. We still have 17th, Cole Douglas. He's out of the race, 3 laps down. So Brad Armstrong currently in the pits, but also 3 laps down. Has a chance of getting past him before the end of this race if he can get the car back out on the track. If not, he'll finish in 18th. Jeff Price going to finish in 19th as well. Before we head into our 5-lap Consi race, white flag. Stephen Varga has just started our last lap. And as we do, let's get up to Stephen for that last lap. around comes Stephen. Now he's going to finish off the first of two main event races as he races down the backstretch into that final left-hand sweeper to get to the start finish line, get the checkered flag. Barney's going to wave that first heat done and dusted. Congratulations, Stephen Varga. Adam Moore, he's coming in second, so he's got the last little bit of the run himself from that backstretch into the sweeping left-hander. Here comes the backstretch now. As we watch the remainder of the cars sort of come in and finish their battle. Do I have a start finish line camera? I don't think I do, no. Top 7 have finished this battle. Still got a few cars to go. Jacob Smith, Ethan Curran. This man here, José Rila. So Wayne Rogers might have crashed on his way home off track. Black flagged via the incident point system, but the final laps, they shouldn't need the drive-through. Just we'll see out the remainder of the lap as we get to our results. Oh, scared the crap out of me. That has been a while. Oh my gosh. Why would you go and do that, Dash? I mean, you didn't finish last. You finished 12th. You finished ahead of Brock. I gave you a good ride up, and you go and scare the crap out of me like that. Thank you, brother. Appreciate you. All right, I think our results are ready. Let's get to those and stop talking shit because the grid for the Consi is going to happen. Oh, all right, in 19th place. Oh, it's going to make me scroll down this shit thing. That's grid. This is results, Bob. Jeff Price. There we go. Jeff Price in 19th, 18th. Brad Armstrong, Cole Douglas finished 17th. Wade Georgeson 16th. Ram Jam Potter 15th. David Jansen, Brock Clark, Ash Rogers, Wayne Rogers 14th, 13th, 12th, and 11th, respectively. Our top 10 to 5 at Juha Cirillo, Ethan Curran, Jacob Smith, Tim Nicol, and Greg Cook. Our top 5. Jacob Fraser 4th. Stuart Patterson, the top 3. Justin Penfather in 3rd. The top 2. Adam Moore 2nd. But Quantum Pecky's racing. Stephen Varga takes out Heat 1. Let's quickly jump over to our grid and pray I've still got time to get through that little thing. All right, our 5-lap Consi battle with the inverted results for our final heat tonight. Jeff Price and Brad Armstrong will be on that front row. Cole Douglas and Wade Georgeson, second row. Third row is going to be Ram Jam Potter and David Jansen. Brock Clark and Ash Rogers. Teammates, friends, enemies, they're going to line up together on the fourth row. We've lost it. Ethan Curran, Jacob Smith. Tim Nicol, Justin Penfather, Stephen Varga, Greg Cook, Jacob Fraser, Adam Moore, Juha Cirillo, Jeff Price, Brad Armstrong, Cole Douglas. I'm trying to find a camera that's going to work here. There we go. Oh, someone's stuck in the pits. Juha Cirillo, I think that is. As we get up to our leader, Wade Georgeson, Ram Jam Potter back there in second. What a start. Let's just, as they're all getting up to speed. Let's just watch that again. That was insane. See if we can get a bit wider. Look at all those cars just rushing through the turns there, side by side, pulling up. There's so much traffic. All right, let's get back to our live screens. What did we miss as while we were gone? Well, we missed a couple of things there. Looks like Tim Nicol crashed. Might have also involved David Jansen. Let's have a look there. Tim Nicol in that 23 car there. Oh, it was a blinker. The car blinked back into existence, and there's the crash. Let's get back to our live screens, though. Back to this 5-lap hectic battle. Wade Georgeson, Ram Jam Potter, Stuart Patterson, Ash Rogers, Stephen Varga are the I believe it's inverted starting order from the previous feature, not inverted finished starting order from the next one. Ash Rogers, Stephen Varga, the top 5. Justin Penfather, Brock Clark, Jacob Fraser, Greg Cook, and Adam Moore, the top 10. Jacob Smith, Ethan Curry, Tim Nickel, David Jansen, Newcastle, the top 15. Cole Douglas, Brad Armstrong, and Jeff Price are all out of the rest of the race tonight. That leaves us a 16 car field with Wayne Rogers still in the pits. Patterson up 12 already. He is off and away, T-Rex. He is, like I said at the head of the broadcast, he's an easy pick. If you're going to pick someone at the start of the race to pick a guy that's going to be there to battle. And yeah, he is he's off. There's Tim Nichols, Stephen Varga, I think Stuart Patterson. He's doing well. They're what, 15 to 13 spots up. Holy cow. Let's get up to that battle. There's Stephen Varga there just ahead of him as Stuart Patterson. It is Quantum Pecky versus Gamer Fuel. Up ahead of them, you've got the Aussie Sims for First and Contractors, Ram Jam Potter, Wade Georgeson. He's also an Aussie Sim driver. You see this a bit in leagues sometimes. Some guys who race speed wise might not start the spot they want to start in, so they're not able to sort of race their way into the spots they can, but given that starting position, will really run away with it. Others, you watch them just race from the rear to the front, and it's fun watching them mix. The blue and yellow modded 10, that's Brock Clark. Up ahead of him is the Gamer Fuel 7, Adam Moore. Got Greg Cook in between them now. That's the Solo Thirst Quencher machine. As we are over halfway through this Consi 5-lap battle. We'll take a 10-minute break after this Consi battle before our last 22-minute lap battle for the evening. We'll be back again Tuesday night for the GT3 Challenge. No Knuckleheadz iRacing League broadcast this week. No American racing on the dirt, so no early morning starts for Bob, thank God. They have Labor Day weekend coming up, so taking the week off. So just the Aussie Sim Sunday and Tuesday night races for now. That camera angle really made it look like Stuart Patterson was getting a bit loose there. He's up into third now. Stephen Varga fourth. Ram Jam and Wade Georgeson, the only 2 cars ahead of him, and they're right there on them. Oh, looks like Wade Georgeson and Cliff Potter having a bit of a battle. Cliff getting past him. Likewise, Quantum Pecky's Racing's Varga and Patterson in the Gamer Fuel car, battling side by side as looked like Stephen was also battling alongside Wade Georgeson. They are both, Stuart and Stephen, under brakes, going to get the late brakes, going to get past Wade Georgeson there for the downhill run. Wade's falling back to fourth. Those two up to second and third. 17 slots. Stephen Varga has climbed in this 5-lap battle, 4 laps so far. There's Adam Moore. He is Stephen Patterson's teammate. He's got Jacob Fraser and Ash Rogers in front of him. It looks like Greg Cook behind him. And Brock Clark as well. I know it wasn't Brock Clark. Trade Energy was Ash Rogers. That's my mistake. Ash going off track there. Couple of really good battles going on here. There's one like 9th to almost 6th. There's one from 5th to 3rd. 2nd and 1st also battling it pretty tightly. So position's not really snapped up yet. Still, we've seen, there we go. We've got the track map now. For some reason, you don't get it in Heat 1. I have to, actually, let me just search that in the Discord map. Justin. One, see if there's anything like that. ask the question one day when I've got a day to wait for an answer. But yeah, I don't know why that doesn't work, but there we go. We do have track map. That is excellent. Hopefully we've got that for the feature portion of tonight's battle. As we get to our white flag lap, Stephen Varga has moved in to our race lead. Let's oh, no, wrong one. Here is Stephen Varga passing away Georgeson for a second. Locking that in, and then hopefully it doesn't jump too far ahead, but this is Stephen Varga taking our race lead. Late break, left-hand turn. Little bit of almost contact there. Wade probably having to let off to avoid it massively. All right, let's get to our live cameras to get to the conclusion of this race. Stephen Varga coming up into the final big sweeping backstretch left-handers. There's the first one as he comes in to the final one. Barney will start to wave that checkered flag. The Conti race is done. Stephen Varga is officially going to run 18 spots and take out a 5-lap Conti battle here at Interlagos for the Aussie Sim Gen 3 V8 Supercars. We'll wait for everyone else to get over the line so the results are available. We'll get those official results up. The boys are going to jump into a 10-minute sort of warm-up break time. I'm also going to have a quick break while we leave you with that on our screens. Come on, Consi McConsi. Ah, there we go. Constellation results. Excellent. Oh, we had a couple of guys not join that field. So the actual racing field was Wayne Rogers finishing 16th, Juha Striller 15th, Ethan Curran 14th, David Jansen 13th, 12th, Jacob Fraser and Tim Nicol on 11th, 10th, Jacob Smith out 9th place car, Brock Clark, Ash Rogers in 8th, Greg Cook our 7th place driver, 6th, Adam Moore 5th, Wade Georgeson and Stuart Patterson in 4th, Justin Penfather 3rd, Ram Jam Potter, Cliff Potter took out 2nd place, but Stephen Varga, is there any stopping that man when Luke Fallon's not around? He will take out his 2nd win for the night. Heat 1 has won the Consi. Can he go 3 for 3 and take out Heat 2? We're going to have a 10-minute warm-up break session. And we'll, yeah, hopefully find out soon. Right, I've got the cameras set up for when they do get out on the track and do get their warm-up started. Let me just leave a smoke time, as however says, spot on. All right, guys and girls. I'll keep an eye on it, but yeah, hopefully someone's out on the track soon. Looks like a couple of cars sitting in the pits, so they will be out. I'm just going to take a quick 5-minute break, stretch my legs, get some drink. I've got another coffee actually, and I'll be back soon. Yeah, enjoy the warm up. All right, looks like they're still not going out, taking a bit of a break. I haven't finished my break yet. I just noticed they're still sitting in the pits. So I wanted to sort of speak to talk, but just to be there, just to let you guys know that, yeah, obviously this is not just, we're not just sitting here wasting time. Hopefully, yeah, they will get out for a few laps for a warm up, but just be known that they are currently on a potential break. So yeah, hopefully we'll get some racing action soon. But there definitely will be in under 5 minutes when our finale, 22 lap finale starts. BobbethTV will resume shortly. All right, with a little under, sorry, now a minute and a half to go in warm up. Just a few cars out there racing at the moment. You have Cirilla, Ash Rogers, the two main ones. There's Ash there, good timing. Devara Worm says, "Want to stake out watching a suspicious car in the pit lanes? Good effort. We don't want none of those shenanigans." But we're about to go to our finale, final race, second of two 22 lap main events. Now, Stephen Varga, I called it. I called it at the head of the night. I was challenged and I was asked by Cowboy Rusty who my tip was on this one. And I said, Steve. Steve Varga is always a safe bet. There was a few others, Stuart Patterson, Tim Nicol. I think I probably said some other names as well, Cliff Potter. But yeah, Stephen Varga has taken out both Heat 1 and the Consi battle. I believe it sets, let me just double check that. So Constellation, yeah, feature invert all. So the so Stephen Varga will in fact start rear of field once again in this 22-lap battle. We saw him, it only took 4 laps. What speakers? Let me just check something. Making a funny sound. Should change them. Is that coming through? Are you hearing that? Is it just race or is it weird static sounds? Shit, I might have to be. There we go. I think I'm back. Okay, so bear with me. We're just taking a quick short break. I don't know if that was coming through the stream or not, but I had this weird sort of noise over my audio, and it was terrible. So I've just had to quit the sim and hopefully reload it. We should be able to get back in. I know they're just griding up, so I'm hoping we can get to the tail end of that grid. It doesn't look like they're all on the track yet based on my telemetry, but I'm not sure if that's just because it's not currently connected. So hopefully that'll update soon and we'll catch back up and we'll get this final 22 lap battle out of the way. Apologies for the technical difficulties, but we should be good in a second. Okay, the race is currently underway as we get back to our live racing. So it looks like our race leader says Stuart Patterson is our race leader. I believe that was a Quantum Package car up ahead of him, Tim Nickel, if I'm not mistaken, if it's not already. No, Stephen Varga's apparently... No, it is. It's Stephen Varga. Okay, the telemetry hasn't updated. So it looks like they started in the finishing order of the previous race. All right, because I only just loaded in, it's not going to give me any telemetry. It should start now. Oh, no, there we go. Try and get an idea of who's in this race. 19 cars registered for what is the Aussie Sims Racing League's Gen 3 V8 Supercars. Such a mouthful. Sunday nights live on BobbethTV. It's 2 lap main events with a 5-lap consi in the middle. We've done the consi in the first main event. This is the second of 2 22-lap battles. Said 19 cars are registered. Only 16 remain. We've lost Jeff Price, Cole Douglas, and Brad Armstrong. We wish them the best of luck in all their other races and hopefully see them Tuesday night, if not again next Sunday. But in 16th, David Jansen ahead of him, Brock Clark at 15th, 14th, Wade Georgeson and New Husserilla in 13th. 12th is Tim Nickel. And then, Jacob Fraser. Well, Jacob Fraser and Tim Nickel batting for 12th and 11th. Wayne Rogers in 10th. He's the Adidas machine we see on our screens. Up ahead of him is the purple Fanta, the grape Fanta, Jacob Smith in 9th, 8th, Greg Cook. Oh, there goes the Adidas machine in 8th, Greg Cook, though. Ash Rogers up there in 7th. Ram Jam Potter in he's dropped back to 8th. Greg Cook moves up to 7th, so Ram Jam has come unstuck there. We'll have a look at that in a second. Ash Rogers moves up to 6th. Adam Moore 5th. Justin Penfather 4th. Stephen Varga in 3rd. Ethan Curran in 2nd. And Stuart Patterson. T-Rex is going to be happy over on the Twitch side of things. He is our race leader at this moment. looks like Wayne Rogers, Ram Jam Potter jumped to the pits. They might have had a crash a little bit earlier. Let's have a quick look at that. There's Wayne. Oh, Wayne Rogers is the Adidas machine. So this may just come back to that spin out that we did see there. Oh, he lost it there and went off track. Let's see if Ram Jam's point of view is similar or whether it was part of that. No, it looks like it wasn't a part of that. There's Ram Jam, the white with the, just locked up and went right instead of left there. Not sure what happened. Mechanical failure at its worst. We jump back to our live action. Lap 3 of 22. There's Ash Rogers with Yasrilla right behind him. Ram Jam and Wayne in the pits. So just 14 cars on the track. We see Jacob Fraser up ahead of the two boys, as well as Tim Nickel. Oh, looks like Yuha and Ash getting into each other there. And unfortunately, with Ash being the lead sort of car in that positioning, got dragged across the nose lane of the wall. Looks like he's, I thought he was maybe going to get the toe to the pits, but got it slammed back into gear, got it moving forward. He'll be able to roll that one into the pits. That will save him some time, not a lot, but will certainly help. He does have the meatball, so he has to go into the pits. A black and orange flag means you have significant damage and you need to get into the pits within the next 2 laps or you will be disqualified and taken out of the race. Here we are up in the 6th, 7th, 8th and 9th spots. Tim Nichol's going to try and make a move on Ethan Curry. Not try, he's going to make a move on him. As he races his way into the straight away for the start of lap 4. We'll move into 6th place. Ethan Curran in 7th. Jacob Smith and Jacob Fraser both in 8th and 9th there. Right behind him. Right behind both of those guys there. Looks like Wayne Rogers crashed there and has jumped to the pits as well. He is out. Let's have a look and see what might have... oh, looks like he's crashed as he's exiting the pits. I think he hit the wall, I'm not sure. Or was it after he exit? So I don't see any damage. No, he has. He's pulled up. He's just gone, you know what? No, that's it. I'm done for the night. And he has called it. Only 15 remain. 14 on the track. Is Ash Rogers still in the pits? Ram Jam Potter is about 1.5 minutes behind him. So if Ash can get those repairs done, there we go. Pit exit, it says on the leaderboard. He's on his way out, so he will hold that 14th position. Begin that 24-second climb towards David Jansen and Brock Clark. Up the front, though, Stephen Varga, our race leader. Justin Penfather in 2nd. Adam Moore 3rd. Stuart Patterson's fallen back to 4th. Greg Cook in the top 5 position. Remember, we had... calculations were sort of around the 17 laps of fuel is in the car, so it's up to them to save it. We saw the majority, if not all of them, had to pit before the end of this 22-lap battle, so let's see how that strategy goes. Jim Nicholls got a bit of a lead there on Ethan Curran. It's a bit over a second, 1.3, 1.5. Back behind them, Jacob Fraser and Jacob Smith, Yuhas Real as well, Triple J, 8th, 9th, and 10th. See up ahead of Tim Nicol there, Greg Cook and Stuart Patterson having a bit of a battle there. Game of Fuel versus Solo. Look, in my taste, I think Solo gets the win for me. Those weird energy drinks. I don't mind an energy drink, I like a V, so if it's like a V, I'll probably go to the Game of Fuel, but I feel like, isn't that powder stuff? I don't know. I might like it. Shouldn't judge, but Solo is, in my eyes, the superior drink, so that's how I would rank them if I had to while they're racing. But Stuart Patterson 4th, Greg Cook 5th. Back there behind him, Tim Nicol, Ethan Curran, Jacob Fraser, Jacob Smith. You have to go a little bit further back, along with Wade Georgeson, David Jansen, and Brock Clark, Ash Rogers, and Ram Jam Potter, all out on the track. 15 cars remain in this 19-car Gen 3 V8 Supercars Season 5 Championship round at Interlagos in St. Paulos, Brazil. And gee, it looked misty, it looked foggy at the start of the race. Looking at the projections, they're mostly cloudy, so it has cleared up a lot. No rain here today. We have seen that finally, though. I think it was a 70-lap race, and that first 35 laps, good, clean racing, and then the rain came out, and that last half was just a completely different race. It was Road America. I can't remember if it was for these guys or for the GT3, the G3s or the Gen 3s, but it was definitely the past broadcasts. I just noticed we don't have, because it's considered a heat and not a feature, we don't have the track maps. If I can Google it. It doesn't just turn itself off, does it? No. That is so weird. It just doesn't want to work. Let's get back to the racing action and thank Lolly over in the Facebook world for the like. Appreciate you. As we've got a 3-car battle right here. Greg Cook, Tim Nickel, Jacob Fraser, 5th, 6th and 7th. A top 5 finish up for grabs here. We're about a third of the way into the race as the solo machine is going to challenge the Game of Fuel machine on the inside. It's going to push the Game of Fuel off the track. Quantum Pecky's racing. Tim Nichols is going to challenge Stuart Patterson as well. T-Rex, we've got a race on our hands for Stuart. You know him better. Can he handle this pressure? Will this bring out the best in him? Let's watch and see. He's going to keep Tim behind him. Greg Cook's getting a little bit of a run there. It looks like they're all sort of settling back into their proper line. So let's see what this racing speed looks like. Back behind them, that was Jacob Fraser and Jacob Smith. We saw the Vodafone machine and the Grape Fanda drive the car. Was previously the Orange Fanda. He wanted to go the Grape. The conversation come up. He reached out to the creator, and the creator obliged and got him a purple Grape one. And it looks, let's we talk about it. Let's look at it. It's such a great beast. Coming up on Jacob Fraser, though. This is going to be a good battle as they start the 8th of 22 laps. You can just see Ethan Curran there coming in to the race. Whoa! Okay, a little bit too much speed there for Jacob Smith. Looked like he was going to really run that off the brakes, but unfortunately the track apex, the corner, wasn't going to allow for that, and it's also going to allow for Ethan Curran to make a move as well and get up in that battle. Still 15 cars with Stephen Varga, the lead one, Justin Penfather behind him, and Adam Moore third. Greg Cook and Stuart Patterson 4th and 5th. Tim Nichols in 6th, Jacob Fraser 7th, Ethan Curran in 8th. Jacob Smith, that man on our screens there's Ethan Curran and Jacob Smith right there, 9th. You have thrillers behind these two. Then Wade Georgeson, David Jansen, Brock Clark, Ash Rogers and Ram Jam Potter round out the 11 to 15. Looks at David Jansen. I saw his leaderboard dim a little bit there. That meant he was blinking connection issues for him. Saw that earlier, I think at the start or in the previous race where there was a crash where the The 08 of David Jansen did reappear on someone's nose and was spun out and caused the crash. So connection issue still not going his way. I did just get a message on my phone saying Rand is on the way, so he could be in our stormy parts of Australia. Let's face it, our internet is not the most thoroughly designed technology as we start lap 9. It was Game of Fuel and a solo. Now it's Game of Fuel and Grape Fanta. And look, this time around, I'm going to have to say I'd prefer Game of Fuel, even though I don't know what it is or what it tastes like. But grape drinks just don't do it for me at all. Mrs. loves to buy bottles and cans of grape drink because I don't touch them unless it's the last stuff remaining. Oh, looks like a few of the guys. Wade Georgeson crashing. Looks like Ramjam Potter, Ash Rogers, David Jensen also going off track. We'll have a look at the crash and see if maybe that is the precursor to those events. As he comes around the turn, the wheels just lock up. He goes off a track. Look at Cliff's just getting loose. So it looks like just everyone having difficulty with different parts of the track. It's the Trady Energy Plus. Yeah, just having trouble keeping it on the track and not letting that tail end get out. Looks like Ethan Curran really doing everything he can to keep that car in front of Jacob Smith there, trying to hold on to that 8th position. As we come back to these two battling up ahead there, we can see Jacob Fraser's Vodafone. Ooh, Ethan Curran going very wide on that turn. That is going to allow Jacob Smith to make a move and get it up into 8th. Drop him back to 9th. As I reckon Jacob might have a run up on the other Jacob Fraser in the Vodafone machine. Another battle on the track is up here with Greg Cook and Tim Nickel, as well as is that Adam Moore in that one, Adam? No. Must be lapped traffic with those two, but there, Greg Cook. It's the first contract driver. Is that Wade Georgeson, I believe, the 707? And then it is Stuart Patterson. So while Stuart and Greg close together, lap traffic just keeping that battle at bay at this stage. Halfway mark, 11 to 22. This is where your fuel conserving is going to become apparent. You're going to sort of have a better idea of how you've gone. Are you going to need enough? How long can you stay out before you really do need to get into the pits? Can you try and time it with some of the other guys and just go in when they go in? They're going to be some of the questions these drivers are asking themselves as they come around for lap 11 of 22. Aussie Sim at Racing League's GT3. No, it's not. It's the Gen 3 V8 Supercars Season 5. Battle at Interlagos. There's Tim Nickel. Thriller ahead of him. Brock Clark was behind him, back up to Stuart Patterson. Looks like no Stuart going into the pits. Was stay with Greg Cook up the front here. He's got the 082. That's Ram Jam Potter behind him, Bob. Not Wade Georgeson. Alright, sorry, my dog was barking, so I just mute and kindly ask him not to. So I have OCD and I can't close. I have screens open that I don't need. Okay, let's look at the track map info. It's a little bit wider on this battle here. They got the Gamer Fuel machine and the Finnish driver of Juha is fifth, and of course the hiccups kick in right on cue. Fifth and sixth here. This is one of the many battles on the track. We've also got one going with Brock Clark and Jacob Fraser. In fact, this battle, Adam Moore's going to take it. Juha's going to fall back to sixth. Adam moves up into the top five. Let's check out Brock Clark's battle with Jacob Fraser, though, the Vodafone machine and the Mitre 10 machine. Brock closed the distance. Looks like the Vodafone machine might be a little bit quicker. Good turn there by Brock Clark, the 10 car. He's in the Ford Mustang. So start a lap 13. Probably going to consider his fueling options soon. Jacob Smith has gone in to the pits. That Brock's going to move out of 10th up into 9th. Jacob back to 9th, but to 10th. But he's in and out of the pits pretty quick. So he's actually coming up through pit lane. He's not going to be able to keep up with Brock Clark. Unfortunately, pit lane is limited in speed limit. But really minimised the damage in and out. Just a quick refuel, no tyres. And Brock getting loose. So here we go. Jacob's going to be able to get past and get that top 9 spot back. Brock's going to want to get that car back on the track pretty quickly. He's got a decent gap over Wade Georgeson, about 15, 16 seconds now. So able to get it back up to speed and should minimise that damage also. Adam Moore, Tim Nickel, Juha Thriller, 3rd, 4th and 5th here. It looks like Justin Penfather is just up ahead of them as well. Oh wait, the track map's showing on your screen but not on my screen. What the heck? I just realised it's showing on the overlay on Streamlabs. That is so shitty. But no, my screen that I use to reference everything that is basically the same thing, not projected onto the Streamlabs, but just a secondary reference that I use. Yeah, it doesn't show that. It does not show the track map, and that is so handy. I've just told mine to reload and it's taking forever, so hopefully I'll have my telemetry back on my screen soon, but we'll do what we can. There's Greg Cook. I believe that is Stuart Patterson. No, it's not. There's 82 of Ram Jam Potter. Brock Clark has entered the pits also. Just reload them overall. I think that'll refresh them at your end in a second. I've got nothing on my screen now. Ooh, the solo machine locking it up a little bit there, Greg Cook. What's going on here? Let's see if I can reload it, see if it will refresh, because it's still working fine on your screen. The normal reference is there. Oh, there we go. I've got the track map and everything. About bloody time. Looks like the 08 still having connection issues there. David Jansen seeing him blink on the track map a lot. You has to really our latest person to visit the pits. Let's do the old pit check. Oh, I just lost my overlay as soon as it came back. What is going on? There we go, now it's back. Everyone has a pit except for you, Howard. We did see him heading on in, so well, I thought I saw him heading on in. Said he went in and left, but it hasn't counted, I guess, on my telemetry for some reason. But everyone on that run home now for their final 7 laps or so. Oh, no, Stephen Varga just a pit lane now. Can that 40-second gap be closed by this group here up ahead? But I don't think it will. Boys coming up through the hairpin battle here. Left-hander or two before they get that run to the back stretch. Lap 17 is going to be underway very soon. Actually, lap 16 is currently on, the lead lap. Just noticed, obviously, Stephen Varga is our leader, and he already started that 16th lap before I'd said that. So, what's that? 7 laps remain in this race for tonight. No more racing for the racing week in the morning. Knuckleheadz iRacing League has the US Labor Day weekend holiday. So, they're taking the racing week off. So the next race will be the GT3 Challenge for the Aussie Sim Racing League Tuesday night. Starts at around 7:45 p.m. Australian. You'll see a lot of these drivers back on the track in the GT3 cars. We're battling it out. So a couple of guys are able to get past Juha Surreal, Wade George moving into 9th, Ethan Curran 10th. Juha Surreal will set in 11th as he gets out of the pits. Brock Clark, David Jansen, Ash Rogers, Rome Jam, Potter behind him for our 15 car field. Up there in front of him is our top 10, Ethan Curran, Wade Georgeson, Jacob Smith and Jacob Fraser. Greg Cook up there in 6th spot. Our top 5, Stuart Patterson. Adam Moore, our current podium finishes. Tim Nickel has 3rd at the moment. Justin Penfather in 2nd. But this man has been unstoppable all night. Stephen Varga, our current race leader, has taken out the Heat 1, taken out the Consi race, and looking to take out Heat 2 here tonight. Thirst cruncher Greg Cook trying to get back into that top 5 points. Riken in the chat. Twitch, welcome in. Howdy, Bobby says, howdy, my man. Just in time for the final 5 laps of the Aussie Sim Racing League's Gen 3 V8 Supercars. We're in Season 8. We're currently in Interlagos. It has been 22 lap heat battles here tonight. This is the second of 2. Our current race leader, Stephen Varga, has been the winner all night and current race leader with less than 5 laps to go. You can see on the track map there, Stephen Varga is about to make his run down the backstretch to start the 18 to 22 laps. So what are we going to do, folks? Let's get in the chat and win some points if you can tell me before I do it. No, we're going to go over to our cockpit view. Let's watch a lap with Stephen Varga. See what it looks like from his eyes. As he starts the 18 to 22 laps. 5 to come. Well, 4 after this, 4 and a bit to go. Very high speed straight away here, but a very tight 90-degree left-hander. See him come back through that 6-gear change, drop down to third. Holds it pretty quick and tight. A lot of wheel turn there. Knows what the car can do, so knows what he can throw at it. So you see how much turn he gets on some of these turns. That wheel is like almost fully 90-degree, if not more turns. Going through the windy bits before he gets to the hairpin, before he gets to the sweeper for the backstretch. Very quick track here into Interlagos. Average around the minute 30 odd mark. It really does not take long for the boys to get around it. A few tricky bits, but so many flowy, fast bits that, as you can see there, just able to open it up a bit in parts. Back off in other parts, but then you just get straight back on that rubber band wind. As lap 18 comes to a conclusion in a moment. Just go through that car as it's the 08 David Jansen. There's the blink that assisted me. Get to the start finish line, just 4 laps remain. Stephen Varga able to get past under brakes there. You would think that David Jansen also possibly just letting him on by. See where some of these other battles are. Oh my God, not Supercars. No, I forgot about that. Supercars. Oh my God. Was Rykins, what the heck? And Griff, Blippity Bloppity Beth. Griff in the chat. How was your ranked racing going there, Griff? Did you do better than the first one? Hope you did well, my man. Oh, got to spell that a bit better next time, Bob. Got to give Griff a follow though. He quality streamer. Been playing Metal Gear Solid Snake Eater. He's been waiting. Won't shut up about it actually. But yeah, finally he's finally streaming it. But you'll see him on some of my streams. You'll see me on some of his streams as well. Definitely give him a follow. Funny bloke, even if he is from the UK. Good tasting mates. And Ryken, do you stream Ryken? Let's try and give you a shout out, brother. There we go. He's been streaming with GTA 5. That's the world we know him from. Former member of the Supercars team. Current co-worker of Bobbeth. Only 2 more laps remain. 16.8 seconds is Stephen Varga's lead. Luke Fallon, one of the only other drivers who not often, it's not a constant thing, but is when given the opportunity will be as dominating. And you don't see it a lot, but still a couple of good battles. Justin Penfather here and Tim Nickel battling it out for second and third. Adam Moore just back there as well. He's not out of the equation. Stuart Patterson's trying to protect his top 5 finish from Greg Cook and Jacob Fraser, with Jacob Smith also. Oh, bloody hiccups! Also trying to get involved. Looks like Wade George Newhouse. Cirilla also battling it out on the track map. Oh, if it was Ryken that you handed the guns into, then it wasn't James Badger. Gamer Fuel versus Quantum Pecky. We've seen this battle a bit tonight. So the same guys, but definitely the same sponsors. Lap 21. Not a lot of the cars have started the second last lap, but only one more full 100% lap to go before we decide our final grid feature results. How's this battle going to go here? Justin Penfather in the Game of Fuel purple machine. Tim Nickel, the blue and yellow quantum machine. Currently Justin holding on. Oh, that's the end of season 2 ranked. Well, hopefully they come up with a better night. I could be more participating in it. But right now we are on the white flag lap. I'm going to stick with this battle for the time being. We know Stephen Varga is going to win. He's 19 seconds ahead, so unless he steps on it and falls over, then yeah, we'll watch this battle between second and third, possibly fourth. It is a Gamer Fuel sandwich. Justin Penfather, Tim Nickel, Adam Moore. Justin Penfather and Adam Moore, both the Gamer Fuel drivers. Stuart Patterson also top 5. So Gamer Fuel, if we were racing for team points, they would be doing very, very good. Rocket, yeah, I was in the first race, the one that started at the casino. I think I finished second or third last. I was a little green RS6. I was up the front for the first bit throughout Mirror Park. That was a lot of fun. Mayhem, just cars everywhere. All right. Stephen Varga, not much. I'm looking at the track map there, and he's just about to make that last tight left-hander before he gets onto the easy sweepers that lead into the backstretch and the start-finish line as we come to a conclusion of the Gen 3, V8 Supercars. I forgot what night it was. Here at Interlagos, St. Paulo, Brazil for the Aussie Sim Racing League. Looks like Justin Penfather is going to be the top Gamer Fuel finisher if he can hold on and keep the Quantum Pecky 1 and 2 from happening. But the top 5, Quantum Pecky Racings and Gamer Fuel, that's the only teams in there. As we race to the finish line, Justin Penfather is going to take out second, Tim Nickel third, Adam Moore will lock in that 4th place. Last race had to switch to the 33, was last 33 across the line out of 4. I was really looking forward to the Sandy race, but yeah, just didn't want to cut that time too tight. Just a couple of little battles, I think, going on the track here. No, there's not. Looks like Ethan Curran's going to be a little bit ahead of Wade Georgeson there. He's not going to be able to get up to that battle. At a 3-second difference, and then likewise behind him with Juha Cirillo, 2 seconds behind him. So Ethan getting the checkered flag. Good view down the start-finish line for Wade Georgeson, and then lucky last, Mr. Juha Cirillo. As we get to our feature results. 20 cars are registered, sorry, 19 cars are registered at the start of the night. Not a lot of them made the final race, but we'll go over the official feature results. In 19th, Cole Douglas, Jeff Price 18th, Brad Armstrong took out 17th, 16th, Wayne Rogers, no relation, but Ash Rogers in 15th, Ram Jam Potter in 14th, 3rd, David Jansen, Brock Clark in 12th, Juha Cirilla in 11th. Wade Georgeson starts out our top 10 with Ethan Curran in 9th. Jacob Smith is 8th, and 7th, Jacob Fraser. Greg Cook rounded out our top 6 finishing order. The top 5, though, Stuart Patterson taking that one out. 4th was Adam Moore. Our podium finishes Tim Nicol in 3rd. Justin Penfather in 2nd. But Stephen Varga taking out just the victory all night. One heat one. Won the Consi, won the feature. Congratulations, Stephen Varga. You are tonight's victor for the Gen 3 V8 Supercars here at Jose Carlos Pace, commonly known as Interlagos. Rubbish, says Hell Reaper. He called it. I think he did finish last. No, you didn't finish last, but you said you would be battling Brock Clark for around last. And oh no, you were last. Sorry, Ash. Apologies. All right. We're going to wrap up. So if anyone that is on the YouTube or Facebook, if you want to jump on over to the Twitch side of things, shit, I should probably just chop the channel in the. Oh, mute my voice. I can hear myself on the Twitch one. All right, let's sure, we'll put it in the Twitch chat. I can't be bothered to change it all, but anyway, it's my broadcast. I'll say what I want. So those that are watching via YouTube or Facebook, jump on over to the Twitch side of things, because it's just commonplace to raid out to a fellow Twitch streamer with the Twitch channel. So if you guys jump on over, that'll just help boost those numbers. Who's live? Is Metritis? No, Metritis is not live. Sebi's live. Not going to go to HD Happy, unfortunately. Just because he's a little loose cannony. Or Twisted playing some Fortnite. Twisted's got a heap of viewers. Sebi, not so much. Let's give Sebi Ferg the love. Looks like he might be on his crim at the moment. What I mean by that is a lot of us guys. Twisted, all right, Twisted. We'll go Twisted. Well, at least we know her and we like her. Thank you, Devour. Thank you, everyone, for coming out. Griff, Riken, Hell Reaper, T-Rex. Who else was at the start of the broadcast? Lolly, and everyone that interacted. Oh, my chat's all messed up, so I'm going to show the Twitch one now. But I do appreciate you all coming out and watching. And like I said, we'll be back again same time Tuesday night. And we'll do it all over again with the GT3 Cup cars. All right, we're going to jump on over to Twisted Cloud. She's playing some Fortnite. She also does some WWE 2K, where if you sub to her stream, then she will sit there with you and make a character for you. And it'll partake in the title matches and things like that. Myself, Griff, Shrubs, a number of the guys have got characters, and it's a lot of fun. We'll jump on over. Let's go say good day to Twisted and see what's up.